Hello, I'm Yovette Markey of TheSafetyChannel. I'm here today with Dr. Samuel Reeves, who's the head pastor of the Providence Baptist Church in Monrovia, Liberia. Dr. Reeves has a doctorate degree from Princeton University. So without further ado, let me bring on Pastor Reeves. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
I'd like to start off with your telling us a bit about the history of the Providence Baptist Church in Liberia. Could you give us a little history about that?
Providence Baptist Church is the oldest Christian church in Liberia, one of the oldest on the continent of Africa.
Is it now considered a preserved institution in Liberia?
In fact, that's true. Providence Baptist Church is nicknamed the cornerstone of the nation, meaning that it's a national shrine. In 1976, there was a law that established that, and Providence Baptist Church is where the Declaration of Independence of Liberia was signed in 1847. Because of the history, the church was the institution that ran the first schools, the first hospitals in the country.
If it is a medical facility, are you seeing Ebola patients there?
Yes, there are many cases. In fact, this medical center is right on the border with Liberia and Sierra Leone, and you know the Ebola came to Liberia by way of Sierra Leone. There is a bridge that separates both countries. So there are many cases right there in a place called Bull Waterside.
Oh my! And so you have one of the largest medical facilities servicing the Ebola crisis now in Liberia.
Correct. In the western portion of the country. In fact, it's one of the most modern and the largest medical facility in that part of the country.
And I understand that you are dealing with the newly found orphans because the parents are now dying of from the Ebola crisis. Can you tell me about what you're witnessing and what's happening there?
Yes, it just breaks my heart just to talk about it, because there are hundreds of young people. Amazingly, there have been a lot of death. In fact, Liberia bears the largest brunt of death in the West African countries of Ebola, and there are more than 4,000. But, and the thing about it is, the survivors of it are orphans, are young children, and there are hundreds. In fact, reports now say there are a few thousand, and it's heartbreaking because these kids are not even taken in by the extended families. We have a culture that avails itself to a sense of community where people love extended family, but the virus has created such that fear that people, extended families, when a child is left behind, the aunts or uncles don't want to take them in. And these kids are on the streets, they're in unsafe environments. And I believe it's the church's responsibility to reach out and do what we can to find a place, a safe environment for these children.
This is why the TheSafetyChannel wanted to participate with you in this fundraising drive to gather funds to build an orphanage, which you were running around the country trying to get the word out before you go back.
What we're trying to do first is establish the fact that we need to build a safe environment, a safe place. We want to start with one large orphanage.
Do you have the space for that?
Yes. At this center that I spoke of earlier, this medical center, we have 25 acres of land. And we haven't used not even 2 or 3 acres yet where we have our medical center and our high school. We want to create a safe environment by starting to build the first orphanage, or we're going to call them a children's home, to give it a little more dignity, right? And then there we want to provide, because we also already have the medical facilities that we can help provide vaccines and other medical needs for these children, but we want to build the first one. And because of the number of cases of children around the country, this will just be the first. We have 15 counties, so we want to build one in each county throughout the country. So please join with us so that we can provide quality, not just another orphanage or another children's home, but quality children homes around Liberia to help the next generation, to help prepare the future of our country, yeah, the future of the world. And we want to thank you for your partnership and call on the global village to come and join with us so that together we can raise the next generation and provide for a peaceful transition and a peaceful future for our nation and for the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you.